Time now for our rants and raves for the week, starting with you, Dan.
I have a rave for the Philadelphia newspapers, the Inquirer, the Daily News, and their associated website, Philly.com. They have been experiencing years of chaos as they go from one owner to another to another. There was a co-owner a couple of years ago, Lewis Katz, who actually seemed like he might be interested in running the paper, and he was killed in a plane crash. But his co-owner, Jerry Lenfest, this week decided to donate all three media properties to a new nonprofit foundation. And it's a very complicated deal, but as best as anybody can figure out, the papers will remain for-profit, which means they can continue to sell ads, they can continue to endorse political candidates, but they have certainly their future has not been ensured, but they have a much more stable base from which to move forward. So this is really great news for people in Philadelphia.
Do those papers make a profit?
I do not believe that they do, but they're privately held.
In other words, they were already not profit.
Right, exactly.
Do they get delivered on time? That's my question.
Good one.
All right,
They
Callie.
do on Philly.com.
Yeah, okay. All right, very good. Me?
You,
Yeah,
you're
all
up.
right, yes. Oh, I have a rave for the 35-year career of Pam Cross. She announced that she is leaving in March. Many people will know her. One of the faces that made community media link, I think, in Boston. I love what she wrote in her goodbye note, which is that WCVB TV has given me a window on the world to see and chronicle caring, chaos, cruelty, and creativity. There's no way to set a value on what I've seen, heard, and learned.
that's great.
I thought it was fabulous.
So I actually take credit for hiring Pam Cross to Boston. I used to work with her in Hartford at WFSB. So right after I moved up here, I think about 18 months later, we recruited Pam Cross.
Yeah, she could do any kind of story.
Anything.
Anything.
Yep.
So
all right, who's
good luck
next?
to her.
Tom.
Okay, well, I have a rant. I'm not sure who I direct it at, but I think TV becomes kind of an enabler in this. And the rant is two things. Number one, the State of the Union this week. Once again, it was absolutely exhausting to sit there and try to watch it, and then you knew every other sentence that President Obama said would either generate a cheers where, oh, the Democrats have to stand up, and then they sit down, and it's like you're watching, you're in a fitness club and you're watching Zumba go on. They're up, they're down, they don't know, and it got to the point where I'm hoping, don't say something that'll make them clap, because it gets in your head. I would like to go back, I'll join the movement, Jeff Jacoby wrote about this in the Globe, where you go back to Thomas Jefferson's idea, you just deliver the message and you let them read it. This is what I want to do. And save us all the trouble of that. Yeah. The other is the debates. We've talked about this before, but the debate the other night, Fox News debate and all of them, when you do it in front of a live audience that's filled with partisans, once again, the idea that we're going to actually learn something from that it's beyond hope. Do them without an audience and let them have a discussion or a conversation.
What does that put it online? Put the
Maybe
It was online, but it had
no,
an
but I
audience.
mean, without.
John.
Yeah.
By the way, first time in memory that the opposition party response was worthwhile. Actually, that was more newsy than the speech.
That's true.
My rave is for Bruce Mole at Commonwealth Magazine, who, in the midst of a tsunami of pom-pom waving by local media about the General Electric decision to move their headquarters here, pointed out on their website that the state is potentially going to spend $120 million for public infrastructure surrounding their new headquarters if they decide to build, which dwarfs the amount of money the state has spent on similar projects all over the state. Something's out of proportion here. He was the only guy in town who pointed it out.
All righty.
Good point.
Good. Yeah, he always does good work.
Yes.
Say that. All right, that is it for our show. Tell us what you think. Email us, tweet us, or leave a comment. We're always on at beatthepress.org.